Hey y'all, I'm Blaine Phillips.
And I'm Jason-LeVan.
We're married, like just a minute ago, but we've been together for 14 years.
We have a teenage daughter.
Which means she's basically an adult, right?
We're also growing a business on the side together.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Through all of that, we've learned how to improve so many aspects of our lives and show up in an amazing way.
So we decided to host a podcast to share our journey with you.
It's called Let's Do Life Together, because that's just what we want to do with you.
So if you could use some tips and tricks on how to make life a little smoother,
then you're in the right place.
Come on in and let's do life.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. Today we are at episode 16, where we're going to be talking about focuses and not resolutions. But first, I'm going to start with a review because we love the reviews. We always read over a few of them before we start recording. It just lets us know what you need and gets us energized. I love the nice things that you say. The messages that we've received this week have been great. So this one's coming at you from Amber. She says, I listened to your podcast on the way home from work. Your husband is my spirit animal. He's just so chill and mild-mannered. I love it. You're like the perfect duo for a podcast. I'm some episodes behind because I usually jam out to 90s hip-hop on my way to work, but you guys are my go-to for the drive home. We love us some 90s hip-hop too, Amber. Thanks so much for the reviews. Keep them coming, and I dig it that Jason's your spirit animal.
I dig that too. So, I like being chill too. What's not chill is everybody failing at their New Year's resolutions. So
wow. All right, then.
I'm just going to get right into it.
I guess. Sheesh. All right.
So if you're like most people, which I think the latest stats was about 80% of people would have abandoned their resolutions, their New Year's resolutions by the beginning of February.
Hey, that's now.
Yep. Perfect timing, huh? But, maybe you're in the select, 9% who actually see it through to the end of the year. If you are, good for you.
Did you say 9? Only 9%?
9%.
9, like single digit people make it through.
Right. So today I think we're going to talk about why that is, why people fail, which is basically the reasons that we do not like New Year's resolutions and we like focuses instead.
It's true. I'm not a fan. I have set resolutions for years. I did. And I fell into not the 9%. I was in the 91% of people that didn't feel like they had accomplished what they set out to by the end of the year. And that's defeating and doesn't set you up for success or feeling good about yourself, I think. So we are definitely not fans of resolutions around here.
One of the key things I think is that it's that new year and that whole year approach, and by February people are in the mindset of next year and they abandon the next 11 months, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I agree. I also think it's like people get caught up in this. It's the time of year you're supposed to. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. Everyone's talking about New Year's resolutions and the new year. And so that's what you think you're supposed to do. And we end up on bandwagons. I know I have. I've set resolutions for myself that maybe weren't even what I really wanted to do. Like, my girlfriend says, I'm setting a resolution to stop cussing this year. Oh, well, that's a good one. I'm going to do that too. And you get caught up in this wave of like, your other friend is like, I'm joining a CrossFit gym. Me and I'm going to be Beastie. Our names are going to be synonymous. Oh, I want to be Beastie too. Yeah, that's a good idea. So you do that. And it's this like bandwagoners season where you're just all these in social media from your friends, from wherever you're seeing these ideas tossed out, but it's not what you want often. You're not taking time to really think about, is this a goal that I'm hoping for? And I think sometimes, or not hoping for, this is a goal that I want in my heart. We like expect the magic of the time of year, of the new year. Whew, that magic is going to carry me through.
Right. So it's good. There is a good energy at that time of year. And I think that's important to embrace that. But like you said, you can't just pick something because all your friends are picking that thing. So
it's
you
true.
you have to embrace it within yourself and actually spend a little time to determine what you want to focus on. And again, it's a whole year, and I think that's part of the downside. So you cannot carry that New Year momentum, that energy through 365 days.
Yeah, and I love New Year's. I'm a girl. I love it, and I do want to capitalize on that energy, but I look at it in a different way now. Like, that's like the cherry on top, but each new day, each new week. And we've decided this year we're going to celebrate the first of every month. Like, it is New Year's around here, and work from a 12-month, you got 12 months that you're working towards, and just what are we focusing on that month and what's going forward. So I think it's good. You're right to, go with that energy, but it can't carry you 12 months, like all 12 months to just go for this thing. That's hard.
Honestly, it could change, halfway through the year. Maybe your focus or your intentions need to go to a different thing. So it's okay. It's okay to abandon what you said at the beginning of the year to focus on what's more important, which is why we prefer to chunk things down into those smaller seasons.
Right. I think also resolutions kind of fall under that category of, you make these resolutions and they could be varied. You could make a resolution about your health, a resolution about your marriage, a resolution about your finances, and you've got all these things and you're like, okay, and go. And you try to change them all at one time. And that's also just not sustainable. That was me. I like to see all the things happen at once. I just do. For example, right? Like recently we were redoing our website and I want it to look great. I want it to be pretty all at one point. Like, okay, do. And Jason's like, well, we don't need that just yet. And we don't need that just yet. And let's focus on what we need to fix first. And then as we get that and very methodical over there. And it does make sense. It's the layering approach. And I had to figure that out and slow down. So when you have all these resolutions and you try to attack them all, it's just not sustainable, I think. So, or we believe it's not sustainable, and you have to layer things on as you go.
Right. So pick one thing first, focus on that, get in the habit. So make that your habit, be successful with that, get comfortable, and then stack the next habit on top.
Absolutely. I also think it's a tough time of year. Like, resolutions are great. There is an energy of the first of the year, but let's remember that you're coming off of like this 2-week period where it kind of feels like the world almost stops, or it definitely slows down, and you've probably been indulging in foods a little more frequently than you normally would. You've been spending a little more because you were shopping or you traveled or you whatever. And so now you're rolling into this time where you're like, oh, all the things that I'm bad at right at this moment. Oh, I got to get my health fixed. I got to get my finances fixed. And that's not the best mindset or mentality to work off of for resolutions that are supposed to sustain you for an entire year. I don't like that approach. Let's think about all the ways in which I'm bad right now and make my goals around that. Perfect.
And we've set resolutions in the past and we've failed. So we were definitely not the 9% that saw it through. And that's where we kind of shifted our mentality to chunk it down, think of focuses, understand that the focuses are going to change throughout the year.
When you say that our failure really was that we quit, I think that's like not necessarily that we failed to reach our resolution. I mean, we did fail to reach it, but because we quit working towards it.
Right. You stop doing it. Because your focus changes and your intentions change.
Yeah, good point.
Or you get in that mindset of it's a chore, it's a task. So what you're focusing on should be something that you actually want to change or improve in your life. So it's not a checkbox on the to-do list that you dread doing.
Right. Back to that CrossFit gym that your friend convinced you to join with her. It sounded like a good idea. And it wasn't your idea. It wasn't born in your heart. So you're like, oh, it's Saturday morning and I have to go do this workout.
Right. But if your resolution or your focus is to work out, that's not really your intent. That's a tool. That's getting you to what you want. So what do you really want? You want to feel better, You want to be stronger. You want to feel better in your skin. That's your intent. So that's your focus. Working out is part of how you get there. Eating healthy is part of how you get there. So if you shift that mindset and understand, okay, what am I actually focusing on, and embrace it in that kind of different way.
And how you want to feel about it. Yeah, that's a really good point of how you want to feel, because the act of working out and the act of eating a little bit healthier or drinking more water or whatever it is, like those are tasks, but that's not your focus. Your focus is something different.
Right. So if you want to stop cussing in that example, so why? Why do you want to stop cussing? Well, because I want to set a more positive example for my daughter. Okay, well, that's how you frame it. And then it's not a chore or a task, or you feel bad that you didn't do that day.
Yeah, good point. Because when I set the focus of wanting to stop cussing, it was because my husband does not cuss, and I wanted to stop sounding like a sailor next to the Pope over here. So that was my focus.
Because I'm so chill.
Oh yeah, because you're so chill, right? Amber's spirit animal. I forgot. Well, and now I don't cuss because I wanted to set the example for our daughter, and I wanted to not sound like a sailor next to my fella.
Right. So a few years ago, we started, we did use the spirit or the energy of the new year, and we started thinking about focuses. And we would do basically an assessment of how do we feel about these different aspects of our life. And some of it is individual, some of it is couple, some of it is family. And everybody does this assessment, comes up with their own focuses, and go deeper into how are you what are the things you're going to do towards those focuses. So you decide you want to improve a particular area of your life. What changes are you going to make? What habits do you want to start stacking?
Yeah, when you start rating these areas of your life, which P.S., if you want to know the areas that we're rating, you can go back. We'll put it right here in the show notes, or you can go to blainephillips.com, and we have a goal setting sheet there for you. You can print out for free, and it shows you right there at the top these areas of our life that we rate. But when you have to sit down and think about rating something, it really gets you to, how do you feel about that area of your life right now? Like, where is it at, and where do I want it to go? Not because someone else has told you or it was their idea. Like, it's you and your piece of paper and your pencil, and you're sitting there. And my finances, where am I at right now? Like, how do I feel about your finances? And because this is just you and your piece of paper, you're not looking at your bank statement. You're just, how do you feel about that right now? Feet to the fire. Give me a rating on it.
Right. So what area of your life, if you focus on right now for the next 2 or 3 months, in which area you're going to see improvement and give you overall, more satisfaction in your life in general?
Right. And it's your focus. It's your current focus in this season that you're in. And life can throw us curveballs. Like, it is going to throw us curveballs, not can't. Like, it's going to happen. And your focus may need to shift. You may sit down with this sheet and rate your areas and decide that your marriage is where you are feeling the lowest right now, and where you want to focus, and how you want that to look, what you want that to look like for you and your family, and how you want to feel in your marriage and in your relationship. And then you start making steps to do that. And then something could happen, and your kid could need you. They could get sick. They could go through a hard season at school where they need extra attention, and your focus needs to shift. And that's an awareness, and that's a conversation, and that's okay. But if you had just set a resolution way back up the way, and you're chucking away, I'm going to the gym, I'm hitting the gym, I'm doing it. And now this season shifts, and you aren't able to hit the gym like you wanted to because you need to pour into your family, into your child at the moment. Now you failed, or you feel like you have, because you've quit because it needed to change. And that's not true. You did not fail, and you didn't even quit. Your focus shifted.
And that's to be expected. Like it should shift throughout the year, especially because you might have decided, all right, I'm going to focus on this one habit. You form that habit. It's becomes part of your everyday life. And then now it's time to focus on the next thing to improve the next area.
The next layer, you get to add a layer. So however long it takes you to feel comfortable in that new habit, there's no magic number there. It's really up to you. Then it's time to move on and add on to the next thing, in keeping with your focus. The layering makes it doable. It makes it sustainable. And then we get there, we feel good about it, we feel good about our focus, you've reached whatever you wanted to, and we evaluate often. Like I said, this year, we're going to evaluate at each month, and there's no right or wrong time to do that. You can do it every 3 months, every other month. You can reevaluate every 2 weeks if your heart needs to, because life's throwing stuff at you all the time. But we go right back to that sheet and rate our areas, because let me tell you, balance is a myth. It just doesn't happen. I mean, yes, there's kind of a balance, but life ebbs and flows. I'm right now in it. Last week, I felt like I was slaying the game when it came to our business goals, and I was checking things off the box. And then at the end of the week, when I sat down to evaluate my week, I was like, woo, nailing business. Not nailing the health front. I hadn't gotten as much sleep as I wanted to or needed to. I hadn't quite done certain things that I wanted to. Okay. And now I can tell you I'm heading into the end of the next week, and I can already visualize my scorecard. I've been killing the sleep game and exercising and doing all the things on my health front, and I don't feel like I had as productive of a week in business. So life ebbs and flows, and that's okay. You give yourself grace, but going back to these focuses and reevaluating yourself in those areas brings that to light and brings it to your attention so that you can say, oh, all right, starting to get a little out of balance here. Next focus area is going to be this.
Right. And it lets you maintain focus. So doing that assessment more often, or evaluate how you did, and at the same time you get feedback. So why did I lose focus on this? So what do I need help with? What do I need to change so that I can be more successful in that particular area?
Yeah, that's a really great point.
As opposed to a New Year's resolution where you kind of set the course and just go for it. Doing more frequent assessments and evaluations will keep you on the right track or set the course accordingly. So it's like the GPS. It tells you when to turn and what's ahead and what you need to avoid.
Yeah, every time I sit down, every single time I sit down with the paper, and we're talking like 5 minutes here, girl. Like you got this. It's 5 minutes. But every time I sit down and I just allow myself 5 minutes of quiet to kind of see where I'm at, it brings things to light that I hadn't stopped and noticed. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I really do feel powerful right now in my 9 to 5, but gosh, I don't know if I've spent enough time with Sienna. Like, I feel like I'm missing her. Like, okay, I need to focus in on that area a little bit more. And it's just such a comfort to see what's going on in black and white and then know where I need to go. Like, okay, this is my focus. And for the next 2 weeks, I got it. And you're chunking it down into bite-sized things that don't feel like they're 12 months away. And, well, the year's over at the end of February, and all right, I'll catch you guys in 2020.
Another thing that I like about the focuses is there's oftentimes you can identify one or two things that if you set the intent and focus on those areas, they impact so many other areas and give you lift up all aspects of your life. So sleep, for example, is a big thing. If you're not getting enough sleep and you focus on that, I guarantee you're going to feel, more productive at work. You're going to have more energy to push play, to exercise. So you feel healthier. You'll have more energy to interact with your children. It's
true.
One thing can often impact many things. It's one of those things I actually enjoy helping people identify that one thing that can make a big difference overall.
It's so true. When you were saying that, like I was just thinking, I can always almost tie two of mine together when I rate my health. And when we talk about health, we're talking about all the areas. We mean, we're talking about physical health. We're talking about your nutrition. How are you fueling your body? Your exercise? Are you moving it? Are you getting enough sleep? And when I feel good in that area, I can pretty double dog betcha that my marriage rating is going to be pretty close because I feel good in my body and in my skin and I have energy. And when you feel good, you got a little pep in your step and I'm feeling sexy and I'm like, hey, I might wear the cute panties. Like, yes. And that translates into how I'm interacting with Jason and how I feel in my skin. So you can bet that those start to affect each other. I might be focusing on my health and Jason's probably thinking, oh yeah, she's focusing on her health because he knows there's some benefits in it for him.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we can package all this up by saying you just want to chunk things down. Resolutions are the idea of this long-standing thing. And sure, we want you to have a vision for longer-standing goals and where you're going in the grand scheme of things, but I think that's really hard sustainable. So have a vision, but let's take that way back down and really think about the idea of focuses based on the season of life that you're in. Season can be a week or a month, wherever you are. So again, check back to that worksheet. Look at those areas. There's 7 categories of your life that we want you to look at and rate and just see what your area of focus needs to be. And then take a couple minutes to sit in it. See how you feel about it. What do you want to feel in that area? And then start taking steps to make that happen. Don't set yourself up for failure by taking on too many things at once, by feeling like, oh, it's so far away. I'm never going to reach this. Oh my gosh, I need to lose 100 pounds in a year. 2 pounds at a time. Like, let's just don't set yourself up for failure or stress or anything else. Just focus on an area at a time.
So you can go back and listen to episode 8, which was our goal setting episode. Or another resource is if you jump into our Facebook community at the beginning or at the end of last year, we did a kind of a training series, and we really stepped through this whole process that you can incorporate any time of year.
Yep. So that's it for today. I feel like we should turn on some 90s hip hop and honor Amber. I'm just saying. Yeah. All right, guys. Until next time, have a great and focused week. The New Year buzz is in full effect, and 2019 is ready for you to attack it. Are you ready, but just not quite sure how to get there? Feeling like you could use a little help creating a plan that will lead you directly to your vision? Good news! This month, we are offering 45-minute GPS calls to do just that. You need a direction, and our GPS calls, goal planning session, see what we did there, will get you the help you need. Head on over to blainephillips.com, click the Book a Call tab, select your time that works best for you, and then let's create a plan specific to you, your goals, and to ensuring this is your best year ever.